Mighty Heroes, storytelling are the catalysts. Mighty Heroes, champions of all abilities. I am Dr. Letitia Mia Porter, an author, educator, and advocate committed to advancing equity and inclusion for students with disabilities. I am the creator of the Mighty Heroes children's book series and currently serve as president of the HLAA, Hearing Loss Association of America, New Jersey State Association, and co-founder of Essex County Chapter. I earned my PhD in Organizational Development and Leadership, with my dissertation focused on work readiness of deaf and hard of hearing college students. Through my research, advocacy, and storytelling, I strive to promote inclusive learning environments where every student's voice is valued. Imagine walking into a classroom where every child, no matter their hearing, movement, or learning style, sees themselves as a hero, where a single story sparks a shift. A student feels seen, a teacher rethinks a barrier, and a team starts working together differently. That's the power of a mighty hero. This slide introduces mighty heroes, champions of all abilities, and the idea of storytelling as a catalyst for systems thinking and inclusive education. The Cape Sills represent all children as heroes, including those with diverse abilities, reminding us that every learner brings unique strength to a community. The speech bubble and open book icons highlight communication, storytelling, and learning as essential to inclusive change. The raised hand in the corner symbolizes participation because when students and educators share and respond to stories like those in Champions of All Abilities, they're not just hearing a tale, they're building a culture where every voice matters and every connection counts. Slide 2, Introduction and Poll. The background is divided into two shades of blue at the top with the centered white title, Introduction and Poll. Below, there are two rounded blue rectangles with white panels layered on top. On the left panel, the text reads in bold black, Mighty Heroes, diverse, inclusive, mighty. On the right panel, the word poll is in bright red, followed by black text. Have you ever used a story to teach a complex concept? Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Letitia Mia Porter. I'm an author and advocate and the creator of the Mighty Heroes children's book series. As a hard of hearing educator and champion for inclusive learning, my passion is using stories to break down barriers and build bridges between communities. The Mighty Heroes are a diverse team of young characters, deaf, hard of hearing, and multi-able, who model empathy, teamwork, and systems thinking through their adventures. These stories remind children that every ability, every voice, and every connection matters. Before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. By a show of hands, a quick thumbs up. How many of you have ever used a children's story or narrative to explain a complex concept or shift thinking in your classroom or organization. Slide 3, the challenge. The slide has a two-tone blue header with centered white text reading the challenge. Below the header, three rounded blue rectangles are aligned horizontally. Each contains a white box with black text. One left box, fragmentation between special and general education. Center box, underrepresentation, deaf and hard of hearing voices. Right box, mental mode shift needed in learning organization. As we strive to be true learning organizations, silos between special education and general education still divide resources and mindsets. Deaf and hard of hearing voices are often missing from the conversation, leaving critical perspectives unheard and untapped. And finally, we need to shift our mental model, seeing inclusion not as an extra task, but at the heart of a thriving system. This is the gap that the Mighty Heroes stories help to close by creating a shared narrative that bridges differences, elevates underrepresented voices, and reframes inclusion as central to learning community. Slide 4, inclusive education outcomes. The top has a two-tone blue header with centered white text. Inclusive education outcomes. Four colored rectangles are displayed below. Red box on the left. SEL, empathy and self-advocacy. Brown box center. UDL, multi-model storytelling. Gold box on the right. Cross-curricular ties. Volcano, class science. Proton P, math, equity. Green box, bottom center. Activity, sketch a mini systems map. When we embedded the Mighty Heroes into our instruction, we created social emotional learning moments. Students see empathy and self advocacy modeled through characters like Mia Rose and Kofi. Using Universal Design for Learning, UDL, these stories are naturally multi-modal, vibrant illustration, large print text, and the potential for sign language videos or captions make the content accessible to a variety of learners. The stories are also fit easily into cross-curricular connection in Volcano Blast. Science concepts like cause and effect connect directly to systems learning. Proton P weaves in math through sequences and electrical patterns, and every story carries an equity lens showing that diverse abilities and backgrounds enrich the learning community. If you're following along, take a minute to sketch a mini map. It could help your classroom, your team, or your school. Think about where empathy, representation, and collaboration already exist and where they might be strengthened. This hands on moment turns a story into a tool for real change. Slide 5. Implementation Framework. The top has a two-tone blue header with centered white text. Implementation Framework. Below the header, 5 circular icons are displayed in a row, each with a different color and symbol. 1. Red circle with a shooting comet icon. Text underneath reads, Pre-reading Hero Webs. The green circle with a chat bubble icon. Text underneath reads, Read aloud with caption sign. Purple circle with a map and location pin icon. Text underneath reads, 3. Systems mapping from story event. 4. Teal circle with a checkmark icon. Text underneath reads, Action Project for Inclusion. And 5. Orange circle with a thought iCloud icon. Text underneath reads, 5 Reflection Gallery. To move from inspiration to action, here's a 5-step framework you can bring directly into your classroom or professional setting. Pre-reading Hero Web. Ask students to draw a web of all the people and tools that help them learn. This primes them to see support systems. 2. Read aloud with captions signed. Present a Mighty Heroes story using multiple modalities, spoken voice, captions, or sign language. This models universal design for learning and ensures everyone can follow along. 3. Systems mapping from story events. After reading, guide students to map out the cause and effect change in the story. For example, how Kofi's headphones helped the group succeed. This turns a narrative into systems thinking exercises. 4. Action project for inclusion. Have students design a small, achievable improvement for their school, like clear hallways, signage, or a buddy system for new students. Number 5, reflection gallery. Display the system's map or action ideas on a hallway, gallery, or digital board titled, We Are Mighty Heroes. This celebrates their voices and reinforces that they are part of the system. Slide 6. Takeaways and research linkage. The top header has a two-tone blue background with centered white text. Takeaways and research linkage. 3 colored circular icons are arranged horizontally. 1. Left icon, a red circle with 2 theatrical masks, one happy, one sad. Text beneath reads, Storytelling is systems practice. 2. Center icon, a green circle with a simple 3-person icon. Text beneath reads, Small stories create big cultural shifts. And 3. Right icon, a purple circle with a stack of books. Text beneath reads, Connect to narrative pedagogy and SEL research. As we close, here are 3 big ideas to take with you. First, storytelling is a system practice. A well-crafted story can reveal interconnection, feedback loops, and shared vision more powerful than charts or memos ever could. Second, small stories create culture shifts. One mighty hero's adventure might seem small, but repeated over time, these narratives shift mental models, invite collaboration, and make inclusivity a cultural norm. Third, these insights connect directly to narrative pedagogy and social emotional learning, SEL, research. Studies show that stories help learners build empathy, engage critical thinking, and retain complex ideas. By weaving system thinking into inclusive tests, we're equipping the next generation with tools to build resilient, learning centered communities. Remember, when children see themselves as mighty, they begin to see the world as interconnected and worth improving. Slide 7. Thank you. On this final slide, you'll see a large thank you at the top. Just underneath it says, thank you to everyone who joined. Toward the bottom of the slide, my contact information is listed. My email address is miatalking2002 at gmail.com. And my contact number, text only because I'm hard of hearing, is 862-452-3506. And finally, at the very bottom of the slide, you'll see a closing quote that I'd like to leave you with. It reads, every child's voice strengthens the learning organization's soul. Thank you.